before we get started, do us a favor. Please place your name in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from and who invited you. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone that purchasing precious metals, albeit collectible coins or bullion, please make sure that you do your due diligence regarding the tax implications of buying, owning, or selling precious metals. The price and the future value of precious metals is based on many factors to include, but not limited to, the current market conditions and as well as the current performance. Now, I do want to give a special shout out to our leadership who consistently show up for the team's success. And to our VIPs and new guests, please do take the moment to applaud yourself in making a life-changing decision. Now, I want to see who I have the pleasure of welcoming on our call today. What is going on? Johnny Harris out of Allen, Texas. What's up, Joseph Latin out of Phoenix, Arizona? Good evening, right back to you. Miss Joe Preston out of San Jose, California. What's up, Alan Richardson out of Pine Bluff, Wyoming? Hello, back to you, Miss Suzanne out of Prescott, Arizona. What's up, Marilyn Wolford out of Prefrontal, Idaho? And is Trisha Hansen who invited you, or are you Trisha Hansen? Because, you know, sometimes the user's not the one. Alfred Martinez out of Houston, Texas. So glad to hear. Diggs from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, invited by Amy Coic. Welcome. Anthony Ross out of Houston, Texas. What's up, Sandy? Sandy Kane out of Coram, New York. I'm so glad you could make it. What's up, Trina Hansen out of Franklin, Idaho? As an Army veteran, I always like to say welcome home to my fellow vets. Hello, I'm Sally Mary, and I'm coming into you guys from Washington State. Now, let's take pause here for a second. You know, imagine having more months at the end of your paycheck. This is a very relatable scenario, being that 1 out of 2 Americans are directly impacted by this. Now, imagine having a loved one or a family member struggling with a $400 emergency and not having it. Now, imagine being the individual who is able to hand over that much needed $400 to help them tie over for the month. Believe it or not, 7K continues to be an answer to a prayer that prayer, more specifically, that I didn't even know I had. With that said, I strongly encourage you to make sure you have your notebook and your writing implement ready, because action takers are money makers. At this time, I have the absolute honor of introducing someone who embodies what it means to be leading with heart, service, and purpose. He joined this company at the earliest days, matter of fact, at month 2. And to be exact, he is someone who has been an unwavering force ever since. He is a seasoned entrepreneur who truly knows how to generate profits. Also, how to build meaningful, lasting streams of passive income. But beyond business, he's a man of incredible loyalty, married for over 20 years, and commitment. He has served our country for more than 40 years, flying Night Flight Black Hawk helicopter and mentoring future military pilots, and now flying medevac missions that continue to save lives. His legacy is still very much in motion. He is living proof that you can build this business part-time and still have the full-time earning potential. What makes him so special is this is what he does. And he is so consistent, generous, and always shows up for others. He is, in sense, that I like to call the gift that keeps on giving. Please give me help me give the best and warmest heartfelt welcome to Silver Associates, Chris Latin Sr. Chris, are you there?
Sally Mary, thank you so much for that introduction. I will pay you later for that. That's impressive. Impressive. Thank you so much. Sally Mary does a lot behind the scenes for us here at Legacy Builders and also for 7K, and we appreciate her. Hey, folks, we're going to get started right now. We are going to talk about gold and silver. Now, a lot of times people check out when they hear the term gold and silver. They think it's for the rich, and I can understand that. You see billboards, you see ads on TV, you hear it on the radio to buy gold and silver. I've called some of those in the past, and they want $5,000 to $10,000 up front. So I can understand why people feel it's a rich man's game. Well, we're going to share with you that that's really for everyday people. It's for everyone to be able to purchase precious metals. Now, here's the thing, though. It's important to understand why we should be purchasing precious metals. And so I just want to give a little history lesson. I'm going to share the secret with you up front. and hopefully it'll capture your attention enough to hang out with us for the next 30 minutes or so. I think most of you would agree with me that inflation is out of control. Does anyone know how much the inflation rate is for the last 5 years? If you know a number, put it in the chat. How much inflation has gone up over the last 5 years? And I know there's people that have heard this before, but just give me, if you haven't heard this before, drop a number in the chat. And what do you think that inflation rate is for the last 5 years? I think most of you would agree with me that $100 today does not buy what $100 bought 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And I see some numbers in there, and 24% is how much inflation has gone up. But here's the thing, I felt like I had a good job working for the military and now also flying life flight, but my wages have not gone up 24%, and I imagine yours did not either. So here's the secret about gold and silver. Gold and silver keep up with inflation. It's not being taught in schools. It's not being taught in college. It's not being taught in the military. It's probably not being taught where you work either. And so, but gold and silver keep up with inflation. So that's the big secret. And I'm going to give you a quick example here. So picture this, and we're talking about buying power. In the early 1900s, and I realize we weren't around then, but the early 1900s, this 1 ounce gold coin had a value of $20. So what could we purchase in the early 1900s for $20? You could purchase a custom-made suit, a tailor-made dress, or a high-end firearm. And the high-end firearm at that time was the Colt Peacemaker. It was $17 in the early 1900s. So for under $20, and again, so this 1 ounce gold coin at a value of $20, you could have purchased the best pistol on the market. Well, today, can we buy a pistol for $20 or a custom made suit for $20 or a tailor made dress? No, it is just not possible. We might be able to get a few rounds for that pistol or maybe a cheap tie for the suit. But the thing is, this gold today has a value of over $3,000. So the reality is, I could still purchase a custom made suit. I can still purchase a tailor-made dress or a high-end firearm. And so that is the secret we want to share with you. So the biggest thing that we want to be able to do for people is help them either grow their wealth if they don't have any. And I was in that position for a long time where I didn't have a savings account. And I wanted to be able to grow my wealth. And then the other part of this is we want to help people protect their wealth. If they've already got a big nest egg or if they've already got savings, how can we protect them against inflation? And that's what gold and silver does. So I'm going to pull up a slide here. I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me. And you should be able to see me, hear me, and also see my slides right now. Make a little adjustment. All right, so we're going to talk about a wealth strategy here. We're going to talk about how gold and silver is able to not only protect our wealth, but grow our wealth. And so what we want to do is help people to be able to get gold and silver into their hands. And we're talking about the people that need it. And so who really needs it? The average person, the everyday person, the person that's struggling to make ends meet, the person that is trying to keep up with inflation. Several years ago, I ran a lawn care business. I actually bought a lawn care business, ran it for 7 years, and I did that for an additional stream of income. And I realized why I wanted the additional stream of income was now to keep up with inflation. I had a full-time job at night, flying Blackhawks, teaching people to fly with night vision goggles, and I ran a lawn care business during the day. I did that for 7 years for the additional stream of income. Here's the thing, though. I was tied to that business. I didn't have any vacations. And so the thing was, I had to do something different. A friend of mine called me, tell me about gold and silver and about this company that we're sharing with you. So we feel it's important to put gold and silver into the hands of the people that need it. When we look at the buying power, and so we just talked about this with the example I gave at the beginning, but the buying power has gone down over 97% in this slide. And if you take it all the way out to now, 2025, it's down 99%. But gold and silver have done the complete opposite. They keep up with inflation or it gets better. And so, we talk about sound money. Sound money is a fancy term for gold and silver. The wealthy have used it for ages. If you think about it, any bank, really any financial institution, purchases gold and silver. And then also governments do the same thing. And if you think about this, gold and silver has been a means of trade for over 5,000 years. When you look back through history, whatever the currency is or was, gold and silver has been able to purchase that currency. So the fact is, silver and gold is real money, and this is just a currency. And our currency is backed by nothing. It used to be backed by gold and silver until 1971. But Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971, so now we have a fiat currency. So it's whatever the government says that it's worth. So here's an example how gold and silver match up. So picture this. In 1965, a $1 bill and a 1-ounce silver coin, these two things were equal in value. You could exchange one for the other. For 2,500 paper dollars in 1965 or 2,500 ounces of silver, you could have purchased a new Mustang. Today, that same silver has a value over $80,000, so you could purchase two Mustangs. Now, how does that compare to gold? So picture this, the same $2,500 in gold now can purchase 5 Mustangs. So hopefully you can see that it's important to own, to buy, to have precious metals. We're talking gold and silver. Now, I realize this is over a 60-year span. Let's break it down to a little bit smaller time frame. So take the last 5 years. If you had $1,000 cash 5 years ago, the purchasing power is down because of the 24% inflation, is down to $760. We're talking purchasing power. But look at your gold and your silver. The gold and silver in some cases is almost doubled and in another case doubled. So again, it's important to hold, to own, to earn, to get as much gold and silver as you can. And again, this is sound money, but if it's sound money, why, and it's so smart, why doesn't everyone have it? They don't know what to buy. They don't know where to buy it. They don't know who to trust. There's multiple places out there trying to sell you gold and silver. And there's high premiums out there. But there's got to be a better way. And so that's what we offer here. We offer a membership very similar to Sam's Club or Costco or Amazon Prime. If you think about it, if you have a Sam's Club membership or a Costco membership, why do you have that membership? You have it to be able to purchase things probably in bulk or be able to get a discount because they get it in bulk. And so that's what a membership does for us. Well, here at 7K, we have access to gold and silver bullion. That's the stuff that keeps up with inflation, and also gold and silver collectibles. So I call the gold and silver bullion the stuff that keeps up with inflation. That's the defense against this economy. I call collectibles the offense. And so through a membership, very similar to Sam's Club or Costco, you have access to gold and silver. Now, a lot of times people say to me, "Oh man, I would love to have that American Gold Eagle that you just showed. It's worth over $3,000 right now." But people say, "I don't have $3,000." And I get it. If inflation's out of control, we don't really have a lot of extra money laying around to buy $3,000 worth of gold. But has anyone ever heard of fractional gold? We're talking about if you don't have 3,000, but you only have 300 or $30 or $3 or even $1. That is called fractional gold and silver. And we have an option here where you can purchase through the Sound Money wallet to be able to own precious metals on your budget. You don't have to have 5 to 10,000 up front. You don't have to have $3,000 up front to buy a gold eagle. It's almost like the old layaway programs where you could put some money towards it this month, next month, the month after that, and by Christmas, you got a really cool Christmas present. Well, here, it's Christmas all the time. Here's a video on Sound Money.
We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone and everyone can seamlessly start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with $100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our partner company Sound Money Wallet will allow you to convert your cash to various asset classes of fractional gold or silver quickly with no games or gimmicks. With Sound Money, you own the metals you buy, but they store them safe and sound. And you'll sleep easy at night knowing that if you ever want your metals, they'll be in the mail at the drop of a hat. Sound Money uses a non-segregated vault at their partner company, VaultMax, to store your precious metal assets, protected by some of the most technologically advanced security out there. You can be sure your metals are safe there. If you want your metal, simply request it. Pay the shipping and insurance and it will be on the way. But what if you need cash? This is the only tool on the market with the power to give you frictionless liquidation with one of the best buyback prices in the industry. Sound Money will make your ownership journey convenient and easy. Be confident that control is back in your hands from start to finish. Let Sound Money Wallet work for you.
Yeah, I love having access to the Sound Money Wallet. It is a great way to be able to purchase gold and silver on whatever budget. And studies have shown that most people that are purchasing gold, they're buying it in half gram or even 5 grams, sometimes 10 grams. And the thing is, you can purchase in any amount that you choose. And when you look at those smaller denominations of gold, when you compare that to other companies and how much they're selling it for, man, we have the best prices when it comes to being able to purchase fractional gold and silver. I love having access to the Sound Money Wallet where I can purchase 24/7 from my phone, tablet, or computer. And if I need to sell it, I can do it instantly. Again, 24/7. I can have that money either a check mailed to me, or I can have it sent to my bank, or if I want the metals, I can have them shipped to me. And so it's a beautiful thing having access to the Sound Money Wallet. I call this disruptive technology because it's really state of the art. You know, when you look at the private vault system that we use to be able to access the Sound Money Wallet, man, it's just incredible what we have access to. And that's part of your membership here, the basic membership. You'll instantly receive $20 worth of gold when you become a member here at 7K. It's automatically deposited in your Sound Money Wallet. And you can store up to $1,000 at no charge. Everywhere else, they're going to charge you a certain amount to be able to store your precious metals wherever it is. Now, again, this comes with your membership. You'll also have access to our buyer certification and our collector's training. Now, these two things, most people say a lot. Actually had people say to me, I paid $500 for this training alone for each one of them. The buyer certification teaches us the 5 top reasons why people buy gold and silver. It teaches us about precious metals. It teaches what metals to buy based off of our own goals. A lot of times people say to me, what should I buy? They get it, that it's important to purchase, and they ask me, what should I buy? Well, I'm not the financial advisor or planner, and my goals are different than your goals, so we encourage people to learn what is best for them. And then the collector's training, this teaches the difference between proof 70s, MS 70s, gem uncirculated coins, bullion, things of that nature. Now, not only do you have access to these items we've talked about, but you'll have access to the collectibles. I told you this was the offense. This is the part that's really impressive. And an offense with gold and silver is pretty impressive because, I like to call this the formula. Something that has a great design, has an incredible story, has historical significance, that is kept in perfect or near perfect condition, and has a low mintage, meaning rare. So when you add that combination together, this is what becomes a collectible, and this is what has the most potential to go up in value. And we have access to that right here at 7K. Again, it's part of our exclusive buying club. You take things that are stunning, things that are rare, they have a great story. You take things that are made out of silver and gold. We've seen this happen with cardboard, with baseball cards and magazines. Imagine with gold and silver. That you take that collectible art and you put them together, that's when you have a win. And here are a couple examples. The Montana butterfly. I think, oh yeah, I've got one right here. Montana butterfly. I purchased this for $150. It now sells for over $1,000. The Julius Caesar coin, part of the Roman series. There's 12 coin set. I have that. I purchased for $360. Now sells for over $500. The Tiffany art coin. This is another one. Originally sold for $100, now sells between $2,000 and $5,000. Again, this is part of the exclusive buying club, and it comes with your basic membership here at 7K. A lot of times people say to me, okay, I've got this Montana butterfly. How do I sell it? Because collectibles and bullion are two different arenas. 7K has the best buyback on gold and silver bullion, best buyback in the industry. But when it comes to collectibles, you've always had to find a buyer out there. You've had to go to an auction or something of that nature. I don't recommend eBay or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace to do business with your gold and silver. And this is where Stack and Sell comes in. Stack and Sell is a platform, it is a web-based platform. It's created for collectors. Collectors to be able to keep track of their coins because there's a barcode on every one of these. You scan it, you can see how much you paid for it, and also the current value of that coin. And then there's a marketplace. So let's say I purchase this coin for $130 and now I want to sell it for $500. Well, I move it to the marketplace. Now anyone in the world can see that coin. And if they want to purchase that coin, they're going to have to pay $500. That $500 goes to Stack and Sell. My coin goes to Stack and Sell. They verify it's real before they ship it off to someone else. They release the funds, they release the coin. It's a very safe way to do business with gold and silver collectibles. This is part of your membership also. I love having access to Stack and Sell. It is a great platform, and you're able to stack up to 10 coins with the basic membership. And so we have tremendous value here, but you also, when you refer a friend, and this is something that's optional, if you refer a friend to 7K, we'll pay you, whether it's $20 or $80 instantly in gold pay.
Whenever you refer a new customer membership to 7K, we will instantly pay you either $20 or $80 in fractional gold, sent to VaultMax and instantly shown on your Sound Money dashboard. We'll say that again. Instant gold.
How would you like to be able to receive instant gold pay? Again, this is part of your basic membership here at 7K. It has a value of $477. It only costs $149. This is not $149 annually. This is not $149 per month. This is a one-time fee for a basic membership here at 7K. Now, if you're interested in all the bells and whistles, of course, we have a legacy that's our top of the line membership. Not only, so you can see here with the basic membership, you'll receive $20 instantly in your Sound Money wallet. Well, we're going to increase that. We're going to increase that up to $40 instantly in your Sound Money wallet. And now you can stack in your Sound Money wallet up to $50,000 at no charge. Let's move that buyer certification over with the collector's training. And now we're going to add in the Stack and Sell. Remember, we could stack up to 10 coins. Now you can stack unlimited with the legacy membership. You'll still have access to that instant gold pay, whether it's $20 or $80. And now we will add the metal matching bonus. So when you refer a friend, and again, this is optional, when you look at the 100% of the people that are in 7K, there's 15% of us that tell other people about it. There's 85% that just take advantage of our membership benefits. So if you share this with someone, kind of like if you went to a restaurant and you had a good meal and then you told your friends about it and they went and had a good meal, well, the restaurant doesn't pay you $20 or $80 instantly in gold. Well, here, if you refer a friend, you can receive $20 or $80 instantly in gold pay. And if they put money in their Sound Money wallet, here's where the metal matching bonus comes in. You'll receive 1% of that. I'm going to share an example with you. I had a person that joined 7K about 5 months ago. He deposited $90,000 in his Sound Money wallet and bought gold. I instantly received $900 worth of gold. Isn't that amazing? This is how it works, folks. This is what 1% bonus is. And you can do that as many times as you choose. You can refer a friend 100 times over, a different friend 100 times over. That's pretty incredible. So again, this is our legacy membership. You've got all the added benefits. It's an $867 value for only $599. And again, this is a one-time fee, $599. So a lot of times people say, well, so what do I do? Well, you pick a membership. Pick a membership, whether it's basic membership or the legacy membership. Get started with us, come on board, and start purchasing precious metals. Now, I'm going to share a couple other things with you as well. Those are our two membership options, but I'm also going to encourage you to grab a subscription, and these are optional. Now, this 7K Pro for $59.95 is automatic when you first sign up, and it is active for the next 15 days. It will renew after that unless you turn it off. So I'm telling you that right up front. But this has great value because you'll have access to 7K University. So if you do want to share it with people, you'll have the tools to be able to do that. And coin drops, special coin drops are pretty incredible here because 7K has a team of experts that's looking for the very best coins that have the most potential to go up in value. And when they offer a coin drop through 7K Pro, it is a special one. It's not for the whole company. It's just for the people that have 7K Pro. And then loyalty points. You'll earn 30 loyalty points. Now, what can you get with loyalty points? You'll earn loyalty points every month with this subscription, 30 of them. You'll earn loyalty points when you refer a friend. And what can you receive? I'm going to share with you. This is a 3-ounce fighter pilot coin. It's part of the Real Heroes series. I bought one of these for $650. It now has a value of over $2,000. Shortly after I purchased it, I saw this same coin in the loyalty shopping area. I had enough points for it, so I clicked on it, and I had a second one at no charge, other than my loyalty points. Think about that. And it has a value of over $2,000. That's how the loyalty points work. That's one of the subscriptions that we have. You'll also earn 15 points in our share plan. You'll also have access to 7K Advantage. This is just one of the subscriptions that we have. Now, if you're a person that wants to put your savings on autopilot, so we talked about the Sound Money Wallet, I would recommend that you put your savings on autopilot through the Sound Money Wallet. And how that works is you're going to pick either the 1st, the 5th, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, or the 26th to have an automatic payment or an automatic withdrawal from your debit or credit card, however it works, to go specifically into 4 types of gold or silver. And I should explain that a little bit better. We have 4 types of metals. We either have the American Silver Eagle or the American Gold Eagle, or we have 1-ounce gold bars or 100-ounce silver bars. Those are the 4 types of metals that you have access to on these 5 different dates. And you can put your savings on autopilot. And I kind of liken this, I started flying 35 years ago, and we did not have an autopilot system. And I will tell you that having an autopilot system sure makes it a lot easier to focus on the battlefield or to focus on when I was training students. And now flying Life Flight, it helps me to focus on that patient and also my crew members, the medic and the nurse. And so I kind of liken this to your savings account. Put your savings on autopilot so you can focus on other things. Now, just imagine if you took $100 a month and put it into your Sound Money wallet. What would it be? What would the value be later? So when you see this example, over the course of 3 years, you deposited $100 a month, $3,600, but your value has gone up because gold and silver continue to climb as the dollar continues to go down. And so it just makes sense to trade your fiat currency that keeps going down in value for something that continues to go up in value through the Sound Money wallet. That is one of the subscriptions that we have. And then the other subscription is our auto saver program. So again, these 3 things are optional. I want to tell you about the auto saver program. We currently have 4 options. We have the American Silver Eagle. It's a 1-ounce silver coin. And they say that if you had purchased one of these every month since 1986, when the coin was first started, at our price of $115, you would have invested somewhere between $50,000, maybe $70,000, and again, at $115 a month. Your collection would be worth over $1.2 million. This is the power of gold and silver. Now, that's just one of the autosavers. We also have half-gram gold, state animal series that we're currently running. The Beauties of the World is one of my favorites. This one is pretty impressive. It's a different coin each month. And then I really, really like these gold notes. And here's what I'm talking about. So these gold notes, these are pure gold, but they have beautiful artwork on them. And the artwork is done by Thomas Holdman. He's a stained glass artist, well known around the world. He's partnered with 7K and he's put his artwork on these beautiful gold notes. It's pure gold, 1/200th of an ounce of gold. And I love getting these, man. And the thing is, they have an incredible story, a great design, historical significance. They're in perfect condition, and they are rare. So this is the formula for that offense with your gold and silver. So again, when you look at these different subscriptions, some people pick one, some people pick two. I actually have all of these. Every one of these. I get the 7K Pro every single month because I find value in it. I put $100, correction. I put $50 in each one of the four different metals on the monthly contributions to the Sound Money wallet. So I get $50 worth of gold eagles, $50 worth of silver eagles, $50 worth of gold bars, and $50 worth of silver bars. Every single month, I put that into the Sound Money wallet. And then the four autosavers, I'm buying every one of those every month. I do it for two reasons. One, I like them. Two, I did my research on these perfectly graded coins and notes. Historically, they've always gone up in value. So for me, it just makes sense, again, to trade my fiat currency that keeps going down in value for something that continues to go up in value. Uh, it takes discipline to be able to do this on a regular basis. So I've got a short video on
discipline. There's a reason successful people are always talking about it. Without it, you might as well be treading water. You can't go anywhere or get anything in life without the discipline to make it happen. At 7K, we know it's too important to live without, even if you're still developing it. So we automated it. You use automated discipline almost every day for the physical things that matter most in your life. Your mortgage, cell phone, car, credit cards. Do you make those payments manually every month? No. You set them on autopay because it's too important to risk messing up. Gold and silver assets are like your money's best friends. They have its back, but they don't just appear when you need them. And like the other most important things in your life, collecting them is too important to risk messing up. Stack assets on autopay with 7K's Autosaver. Don't wait to secure your money's future, and spend the time you save developing the discipline to go after other big goals. At 7K, we help you put assets on autopilot.
So I love being able to get my autosaver every single month. I look forward to that. I look forward to that package coming via FedEx every single month. So we've talked about multiple things here being a part of 7K. You have access to instant gold pay with both memberships. With the legacy membership, you have access to the 1% matching bonus. Now, I'm going to share one more thing with you, and this is our rewards program. And again, I go back to, sharing something with a friend. You don't have to do this as a business, but my guess is you probably know a person that could use some gold and silver, or you know someone that could use an additional stream of income. And that's what we're going to talk about. This isn't for everybody, but again, 15% of the people that are in 7K are utilizing the rewards program. And so you earn points on as many people as you want to refer. There's no limit to that. Now, you'll earn 20 points if you refer a person to a basic membership, 150 points to a legacy membership, 15 points for the 7K Pro, the 15 to 20 points for the autosavers that we talked about. Remember, I get all four of them. And then coin drops, whatever. It could be 5 points or more with those. Now, why are these points important? Because as you share this and your points build up, you have two teams. It's a binary system, and really what that means, binary just means two. So you have two teams. So you're going to put one person that you refer on your right team and one person on your left team. And now you're eligible for commissions. And here's how the commissions work. When you earn 250 points on each team, you'll earn a $250 commission. When you earn 500 points on each team, you'll earn a $500 commission. It is really that simple. Now, you'll also get the instant gold pay. So let's take the power of four here. So what I mean by that, you have four people that come in and they get the legacy membership. You're going to receive $80 instantly in gold pay for each one of them. That's $320. You'll have access to that metal matching bonus that we had mentioned. If they put money in their Sound Money wallet, you'll receive 1% of that. But now, how does that share plan work? So when the share plan, you're going to receive 150 points for each person. Again, this is four people. You'll receive 150 points for each person. And when you have over 250 points, you'll receive a $250 commission, or 500 points, you'll receive a $500 commission. Again, it is that simple. So we encourage people to get four people, and if you can't get four, get two, and then help them get two. And so here's how that works. When you refer a friend, and then you have someone else do the same thing, as they do that, your points continue to come in. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 1 week to get 500 points, or if it takes you 2 months to get 500 points on each team. Whenever you hit 500 points on each team, you will receive a $500 commission. Think about that, folks. $500 commission plus your $320 commission for your 4 personal enrollments with the legacy membership, you're at $820. It doesn't just stop there. What's really cool about this power of 4 is for the first 14 days of your membership, 7K doubles our points. And what that means is you'll receive double points for those 4 individuals, 300 points on each person. That puts you over 500 points on each team with your first 4, and you'll earn a $500 commission. So again, the program to share, it works. And so here's what I want to share with you. I want to show you something. This is a picture of my collection about 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago. And I share this picture for 2 reasons. One, I did not have gold and silver before 7K. So if you think you're too late to the party, you're not. I'm telling you, get started today. And so I started collecting, but I also started sharing it with people. And so every time I earned a commission, I took 2/3 of what I earned and I bought more precious metals. And I've been doing that for the last 8.5 years. The second reason I share this is because I want you to see that I am purchasing gold and silver bullion on the right side, and that's through the Sound Money wallet, and then gold and silver collectibles on the left side. And so there's kind of a mix in the middle, but I'm doing both strategies, defense and offense. And I do this because it makes sense. I now have an incredible nest egg that I don't worry about the economy if it tanks. If the currency changes from the fiat currency of the dollar to the fiat currency of digital or whatever it might be, my gold and silver is going to be able to purchase whatever that fiat currency is, and the purchasing power will remain the same. Just like I could buy a Colt Peacemaker for $20 or a 1-ounce gold coin, I can still buy a decent pistol, and whatever the currency becomes, I will still be able to purchase that same item. And so it just makes sense to me to be able to purchase precious metals on a regular basis, both defense and offense. Now, I want to share a couple things about the money-making part. I'm going to end my screen share. Let's stop this here. So I want to share something with you about the money-making part. So this system, the power of 4 that we just talked about, I want you to know that the system truly works. And here's what I'm going to share with you. When I first started in 7K, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't a network marketer. I wasn't a person that referred other people to a business. I had experience in lawn care. The best way to grow my business was word of mouth. And so I said to my friend that invited me, I said, "What do I do?" And he says, "Chris, get 2 people." And I said, "Get 2 people? What do you mean?" He said, "Get 2 people that will do the same thing as you. They purchase a membership and they get a subscription, such as the autosaver." And I said, "I can do that because this makes sense." And so I first went to my son, Chris. He's now 40 years old. This was 8.5 years ago. I said, "Chris, I want to do a business with you." He said, "Okay, Dad, I'm in. What is it?" And so I did not explain it to him. We don't expect you to explain it. We encourage you to invite people to listen to something like this. but I let my friend explain it to Chris, and Chris joined right away. I also signed my wife up, and so I got my two people instantly. Now, I didn't tell my wife about it for about 2 weeks, but that's because I wanted to see that the system works. So, young Chris and I went to work. We helped him get two people, helped them get two people, and so on. He earned his first commission in 1 week. That was significant because I learned that the system works to make money, just like we talked about. But I also learned it's not just the people at the top making all the money. I've heard in other networking companies, it's only the people at the top that make all the money. Well, here, that is not the case. He earned a commission before I did. I joined 7K first. Now, we always want to help our kids, but I also said, I got to make some money here too. So I helped Jackie get her two people, helped them get two people, and so on. I actually earned my first commission in week number 2. So that was pretty significant. Young Chris earned his next commission in week number 4. I earned my second commission in week number 4. My wife actually earned her first commission in week number 4. And so, young Chris did it in 1 week. My wife, it took 4 weeks. I've got friends, it takes them 2 months, whatever. Some people knock it out of the park right in their first week and they earn thousands and thousands of dollars. It's whatever pace you choose. So I learned that the system worked. I told you I was running a lawn care business during the day, flying helicopters at night, and I had to make time for 7K. So I knew that it worked, but I had to make time because I was so busy. And if there's anything that you value, you tend to make time for it. If you value your time with your family, you make time for them. If you value time at your job, you make time for it. If you value your time at church, you make time for it. Well, the same thing here. I made time for 7K. And 6 months into it, my wife and I saw that we had an additional stream of income. And so for us, we decided to sell our lawn care business, which freed up a lot of time for us. And you guys are probably just like me. My time is what's most valuable. We can always earn more money by getting a second job or working overtime, but we cannot get more time. And so having that time freedom was significant for us. One more thing about the money making part, and I'm wrapping it up. One more thing. So I worked 25 years for the United States Army flying helicopters. I retired. There's no way you can live on a retirement from the military. It's just not possible. So I worked another 15 years for the Army as a Department of the Army civilian. So that's why I've got 40 years worth of service there. But from that retirement of 25 years, I have an annual pension, a certain amount of money that I make. Well, here at 7K, in between year 1 and year 2, so in my first 2 years, I earned the same amount of money that I earn in my annual pension. Folks, that's significant to a person that's never done networking before. And so if you have the desire for an additional part-time, full-time, or life-changing income, you can do it here. You learn some skills, learn how to share it, invite people. That's the key. If you invite people to come and listen to this, that's where you make the money. You don't have to be a presenter like myself. You don't have to be a person that explains it. Get good at inviting someone to listen to this. And so, folks, this concludes our overview of 7K. I would like to invite my friend Tony Hubbard to share a few words. And the reason I do this, the reason I ask him to share a couple words is because I come from the background of working for somebody else for 40 years. And then I became a networker. My friend Tony has more than 20 years experience in the networking space. Tony, share with these guys what it can do for a person that has experience in the networking space. Tony, are you available?
I am available,
All right.
man.
Thanks, my friend. Appreciate you.
First of all, hats off to you, man. You did another phenomenal job as far as the presentation. One of the best in the company, bar none. And one of the things I love about this business is that if you are a networker, if you're a person that believes in hustling, believe in building a team, I believe what we have to offer is literally second to none. And here's the reason why. Very rarely in this space do you come across an opportunity where everybody wins and nobody gets hurt. Most of the time there's a win-win-lose or win-lose-lose. Very rarely do you come across something that everybody wins. And here's what I mean by that. Let's just say a person just want to be a customer and they're buying gold and silver on a regular basis. And God forbid something happens to the company a year from now, 2 years from now, because those coins are coming to their doorstep, they still have several $1,000s worth of assets, so they won. Like just say a person wants to come on board, but not only stack gold and silver like yourself, Chris, but they also want to make some extra money. According to the IRS tax code, if something considered ordinary and necessary for you to build a business, it becomes a write-off. So not only do they, at the end of the year, do they have several $1,000s worth of write-offs, they have several $1,000s worth of assets, and they made money. And if you're like myself and Chris, we've been blessed to have been able to accumulate hundreds of $1,000s worth of gold and silver, earn hundreds of $1,000s worth of profits, and be able to have write-offs every single year. So everybody wins, nobody gets hurt. And at the fact that because you're collecting gold and silver every month, I've never gotten that phone call after a year, after 2 years, and they were upset because I introduced them to this business when they can just pull open a jewelry box and see several $1,000s worth of assets. So everybody wins, nobody gets hurt. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you sharing that. The fact is, we have something that is truly valuable. We have something that is valuable here of gold and silver defense. We're talking bullion, and gold and silver collectibles, the offense. We have something that's relatively new as well. And I'm going to bring this in, but this is a coin. This is a silver coin, a 1 ounce silver coin that is now part of the new My Mint. And so what that means is I can make my own coins. I can use my own design, or I can have AI design one for me. But this is just a coin that I had made, and it came to my door after I made it in about 3 days. It's just one of the new features that we have. So, folks, we encourage you to get with the person that invited you to this Zoom or the recording of it. Get your questions answered. Get a membership today. This concludes our overview. We appreciate your time.